EGM Network.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Well, hi there, and welcome, everyone. I've got to be fair to all you people and bring you up to date with hurricanes. So far, I'm absolutely on target. I said it's going to be very similar to last year. The month of July is going to be negative, and in August, except for possible development in the Gulf, it's now called the Gulf of America, the prognosis is really the same for August because we still have Sahara dust taking care of Florida, not the whole Caribbean, but Florida. So that part is nice. But I've got to update you as we speak. The Weather Channel is trying to put out 2 or 3 developments. 2 of them are not going to develop, and the one that is, Dexter, was formed in the Atlantic, basically east of the Georgia coastline, and is still going away from the United States. So why they waste so much time on it is beyond me. And it's headed into the North Atlantic. It will probably be east of Greenland, well east of Bermuda, and if anything, will cause a rain problem both for the Netherlands, England, Ireland as a rain event. It shouldn't be much of a hurricane by the time it gets up there. It's already weakening for being this far south in the Atlantic. So that's out of the question. Why they spent 15 minutes on Dexter is beyond me. There is another formation east of Tallahassee, east of Jacksonville, I should say, in the Atlantic. And that, too, is very weak on developing, but instead of going right out to sea, it will probably go into the North and South Carolinas, especially North Carolina and the Washington, D.C. area, because if you're familiar with the geographics of the shape of the United States, that whole area really sticks out in the sea. It's the Outer Banks of North Carolina are well east of all of Florida.
Yeah.
So they're going to be hit with a rain event. I don't know about the wind, if it even becomes a name storm or just stays a tropical wave and depression, which is my guess. Why does it go up there and stay there? Because Florida still has, I know, poor Cantori on the Weather Channel is half crying. The Sahara dust is still very strong over Florida. So August, like last year, is not going to be much of a hurricane event. Like I said in my earlier predictions, the real problem, if there is an Atlantic hurricane, and there may be, that's the third possibility, but it's too hard, I should say, to tell, because it's going well south of the other 2 I mentioned, and can form either in the Western Caribbean or the Gulf of America. And that may or may not happen, or it may peter out. Again, I'm saying, and I'm still concerned about it, when September especially comes around, we can have 2 or 3 forming in the Gulf, one right after the other, and they can't all go west into Mexico and Texas and north in the Florida Panhandle to Louisiana and Alabama and Mississippi, and they can't all turn around into the Big Bend of Florida and come east again like they did last year, both directly east and northeast to Jacksonville, or whether they come closer to Tampa and directly across the state. Yes, by the time they come to the eastern coast of Florida, they're really not even as strong as a possible daily hurricane or tornado or thunderstorm that doesn't even have a name.
Yeah.
So it's not a cop-out, but like last year, the trouble that we all had was Milton coming directly east from being formed in the Bay of Campeche in the Gulf of America. And Milton didn't cause much trouble for us. It did on the West Coast.
Yeah, it did.
What really caused trouble for us was the first in a lifetime band of showers that completely broke off but was pushed ahead by Milton that gave us all those tornadoes that we've never had before. I hope that doesn't happen again. I hope that's a once in 100-year type event, but we will see.
Yeah, I wonder what the prediction apparatus is for that. Do we know that, Martha? Like, can they predict that this is going to happen or how it's going to happen? I mean,
they can only predict it after it forms. When it was forming in the Bay of Campeche, that's when they noticed this big, thick band of showers that was wrapping around what was going to be Milton, broke off from Milton, but stayed ahead of Milton.
Yeah, okay.
And Milton kept pushing it up north and then pushed it all the way across the wide area of the state of Florida, from the Tampa area right through to Vero Beach.
Yeah.
And while Milton was nothing, those afternoon tornadoes ahead of Milton, people were still shopping at Publix for
hurricane supplies,
hurricane supplies and water.
Yeah.
That's when all those tornadoes hit, which is the worst that Vero Beach has ever seen.
The other thing that was really odd about it is phones were going off with the warning, but you didn't know where it was.
Yeah.
I mean, my phone went off every 2 or 3 minutes, but you didn't know where it was. You didn't know if you should go in the bathroom. You didn't
right.
like, where is it?
Right. That's another thing that has to be greatly improved in the local area. We were playing both Rummy Q and Mahaj, and all of our cell phones, all 5 of us,
right,
our cell phones were going off one right after the other. Yeah. Take cover, tornado warning, another tornado warning. Like you said, where?
Right.
North County, South County, East, West, Barrier Island.
Right.
And we're not asking for a pinpoint, but tell us something.
Right, yeah. If
it applies to where we're listening or located, I mean, it's not like we're a tiny county.
And then it wound up being 2 streets from my house.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't believe it when I actually saw the devastation later on. I'm like, this is unreal. And we didn't even know that it was that close. I mean, it's not like I heard a freight train or anything. People said that if they were right there, they did.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was like 2 streets over and I'm like, holy macaroni. And then the one that went really, really devastating went like 20 something miles. I don't know if that's normal. That hurricanes, that tornadoes do that length of distance. I don't know.
Something like this was definitely a first for Florida.
Yeah, definitely.
But I will be the first to say, and I hope the right people are listening, we need to have better predictions of tornadoes, just like they're doing now for thunderstorms. Mm-hmm. They're doing a pretty good job on that.
Yeah, they are.
Why can't they do the same, and let's hope they do, when we have a bunch of tornadoes? At least say where it is.
Or it's bathtub time or something.
Yeah.
I know. It's time to get in your bathroom because there's no...
Like Highland, going from Highland to Lake Cypress or Point West or Barrier Island, instead of everybody scared silly, not hearing a thing and not knowing what to do, just a straight tornado warning and not saying where, including North St. Lucie County, including southern part of Indian River County. At least say something.
Yeah.
If you're up in Fellsmere taking shelter for something happening in St. Lucie County, that isn't too smart.
Right. No, that was the exasperating part about it. And you know what? After a while, we disregarded it.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know where it was. We just, the people that I was with, we were like, well, I got no clue. I don't know what to do. So I guess it's not for us. And it was. 2 streets over, it was. So I don't know. I missed something. The other thing that I found funny yesterday, Martha, and I can't remember where I saw it. It was one of the news channels. Now, I don't remember which one.
Okay.
They were given really severe and unbelievable in-depth coverage to a storm. I don't want to say it's a hurricane in northern UK, United Kingdom. And the storm began with an F. I can't remember the name. And they were showing how the planes couldn't even land. And it went on. And they were bracing for whatever the worst weather that was possibly going to happen. So I'm like, I don't know that I've really ever put that in context that they get hurricanes and those kind of things up there. I'd say storms, but I never knew hurricanes.
Yeah, it's usually it's hurricane remnants.
Okay.
But, not 100-mile-an-hour hurricanes, but ones that are really turning into rain events like 70 miles an hour or less.
Yeah, they were saying 90+ miles an hour.
Yeah, that's relatively very uncommon that far north.
Yeah.
But it does happen.
Yeah, I was surprised.
And especially Belgium and the Netherlands, they're used to rain events, but they're not used to hurricanes either, because they consider themselves too far north.
Yeah.
But it's happened once or twice.
Yeah, it has. Well, anyway, hopefully you're right on the predictions, but we've been starting to get cooking on these hurricanes in September and October, so that's
yes.
It's a scary part.
More recent, yes.
Yeah, more recently, yeah.
So the 6 weeks from September, all of September to October 15th, if something's going to go bad, that's when it is.
It seems like now that's what it is. Years ago,
August was a bad one.
Yeah.
And especially down in Miami. That was Hurricane Alley in August.
Right, down there it was, and the Keys and all of that for sure, yeah. And then Andrew knocked the stuffing out of everything in 92, yeah.
Yeah, but so it has changed. Also, the tornadoes, the tornado belt, while it's still in the Midwest, basically Mississippi Valley, Oh, excuse me.
Mississippi and Ohio Valley. I remember
Yeah.
Michigan and Arkansas.
It's gone east of Mississippi.
Yeah, now it has. There were even tornadoes in New Hampshire, northern New Hampshire, which I found amazing that could happen with all the mountains and everything that are there. I didn't know that a tornado could have enough velocity to touch down or whatever, because there's not a ton of flat land.
Mm-hmm.
I was really surprised about that when it was a couple of years ago. My friends live up there, and I was like, holy Toledo, what happened up here? And how did that tornado get enough velocity to touch down? I don't know.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
Yeah. So do we want to switch now to the topic I asked you to talk about, Martha? We're calling it Her-icane Ghislaine Maxwell, and I'm wondering, let's talk about that.
Yes.
I'm wondering what in the world.
I don't know if you people realize it, but Maxwell, which is Epstein's accomplice, she was switched from light security in a Tallahassee prison.
Yeah, Tallahassee area prison. Yeah.
Tallahassee area.
Somewhere up there.
To Bryan, Texas.
Yeah.
Which is even lighter security.
Yeah.
It has minimal security, but it's basically a big farm.
Yeah, that's what I read. If I'm reading it correct, that's what I read. And one of the comments on it was that why is her sentence that light?
That's right.
I don't know what the reasoning.
She was instrumental in lining up sex slaves for Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women's lives as upper teenagers got ruined for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, you're not getting over that.
And to me, that doesn't require a very minimum light security. I think she should be punished a little more than that. Rather than plowing the fields or picking vegetables, I think she should be more involved with changing her habits and maybe fundraising for some of the victims that are undergoing a real living hell.
Yeah,
for what they've been through.
Mm-hmm. That's a more reasonable sentence of making the people make some kind of restitution, monetary or otherwise, Martha. It just shows good faith that you're admitting that you did wrong and trying to fix it. My opinion. I
agree.
Yeah.
Well, time slips away from us. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. So stay with us. It's some interesting facts about our friend Maxwell. I want to introduce you to our main sponsor, Highland Plaza, located on US 1 on the east side of the Highland Drive traffic light. We even have our own left-hand turn lane. One of the places in there, the first one on the north side, is Easy Stop, and you will be surprised what competitive and beautiful prices they have. You should give it a shot. Also, Tony's Hairstyling Salon is ideal for the entire family at all ages. He and his wife have run a salon there for years with a huge following. Also, we want to tell you about La Taberna Restaurant. It has the freshest Mexican food in town and a well-experienced chef. You will be most surprised not only by the food, but the reasonable prices. Also, I want to tell you about the nail salon. It's Luxury Nails. Let me tell you, they do everything, both for walk-in clients and appointments. Appointments are really appreciated, but they treat all clients professionally. Now, I want to repeat to you, this is located on US 1, just east of Highland Drive at the traffic light. It's a beautiful yellow building with a maroon awning. We look forward to seeing you there. Come on over.
Sturgis Lumber is more than just lumber. Timber! Residential, commercial, and industrial applications. Sturgis has all of the hardware to help with your project. Visit SturgisLumber.com. 4 generations strong, Sturgis Lumber and Hardware. More than just lumber.
Evergreen Media is your go-to for podcasting. Business owners, boost your brand by educating clients with your own show. Just show up. We handle everything else. Get your custom video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and more. Start today at egreenmedia.com.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock tariff-free coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats, and chairs in the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of American-made Telescope, Berlin Gardens, and Pollywood, all with no tariff ever. We specialize in fire pits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Right now, we're having a summer sale with lots of great markdowns and discounts on everything you need for your Florida home, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street, filled with lots of name brand closeouts and sale items. Come in now for our summer sale and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
We're back, Martha.
Well, welcome back, folks. No, I feel with Maxine Walters, or Maxine, I mean.
Gisela Maxwell.
Yeah, Maxwell. I would rather see her showing a reversal in what she's done all her life to maybe raise money for the victims, to apologize for the victims, to give lectures that sexual slavery is not the answer or the good thing for anybody, and actually show rehabilitation herself rather than picking vegetables or something to pass the time. I'd like to see her changing her habits and being apologetic about the past and doing what she can to help the many numerous victims that have had their lives for the future really interrupted, and many of them may even be still on psychotherapy and everything else, and are disturbed and don't want to have a family or kids or the American dream and even have a happy marriage. They have a lot to overcome. So I feel there should be more of that, not just keeping her occupied off limits.
Yeah.
I realize the major part of prison time isn't where you are, it's where you are not. You don't have the freedom of visiting friends and neighbors. You don't have the freedom of having parties, of going on trips, and it is confining, and I'm not saying that's not punishment, but when so many lives have been ruined, in some cases forever, just being on a field picking vegetables really rubs me the wrong way. Very much so. So keeping that in mind, if you have anything you want to say or write to your congressman, you can talk about this. I think you now that you know the whole story on it. So I look forward to hearing from your comments, and we have a nice new evergreen number, right?
Well, we have your number that's playing out on the screen, too, going all the way across, Martha,
Yeah.
so they can get a hold of you.
Oh, to get a hold of me personally.
Yeah, to get a hold of you personally, yeah. So, I mean, it is. I agree with you that needs to be more restitution for the victims.
Yes.
On that note, Martha?
On that note, I ask that you have a wonderful week, and next week we'll look forward to seeing you again. Have a good one.